Now we'll talk about the layers of the heart. So we'll start from the outermost layer to the inner layer. And the outermost layer we'll call the pericardium. The pericardium is a sac-like structure that's around the heart, and it has fluid, so it lubricates the heart. We'll put sac-like structure. It lubricates the heart because the heart makes contact with other organs. So in order for it not to rub and to damage, we need this protective structure around it. Then after this, we go in to one layer below that, and that would be the epicardium. And epi can refer to the top layer or the outer layer, and on this case this is the sac-like structure that will be around the heart, but this is actually the first outermost layer of the heart, and we call it the visceral layer, which means is the layer that will make contact with other layers. And then the middle layer of the heart is the myocardium. And as we said on the introduction, the myocardium is the part of the muscle. It's the middle layer of the muscle. It's the middle layer. It's the contractile. Is the contractile unit. What I mean by that is that it's the muscle that will contract to cause a heartbeat. And then we have the innermost layer, which would be the endocardium. And the endocardium is the part of the layer of the innermost layer of the heart that makes contact with the blood. Now that I'm talking about this, I remembered that I didn't really mention one thing about our picture, that we had a red side of the heart and we had a blue side of the heart. The blue side of the heart would be every single part of the heart and structure of the heart that carries deoxygenated blood. And every single red part that we have drawn here is the structures that carries oxygenated blood. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at a picture from your book of the layers that we are just studying right now, we'll see here is the pericardium right on the outside, and between the pericardium and the epicardium, which would be right here, there's fluid in there. Then we have the myocardium, this really chunky, thick layer of muscle that will contract and produce a heartbeat. And then we have the endocardium, which is the part on the inside, very inside of the heart, where the blood is pumping in and out. But since we talked about the heart carrying deoxygenated blood on one side and oxygenated blood on the other, and we also know that every single tissue in our body needs blood, well, how come the right side of the heart doesn't have oxygen and the heart does not die? And the reason for that, let me see if I can find a picture, is that on the outside of the heart we have arteries, coronary arteries, that will run through and deliver oxygen for all those muscles. I don't have the picture here, but what happens is there's a coronary artery that goes this way and the other one this way and down here, and they uncover the whole heart muscle. So this muscle right here, even though it's carrying the oxygen, the oxygenated blood, oxygen is being supplied to that muscle so it can work. Okay, so just to review the layers, we have the pericardium, which is the sac that will enclose the heart and lubricate and prevent it from being damaged when it rubs against other organs. Also, the epicardium is the layer that makes contact. It will be between the myocardium and the pericardium. The myocardium is the layer between the epicardium and the endocardium, and it's the most important muscle of the heart that will contract to produce a heartbeat. And the endocardium is the innermost layer that will make contact with the blood.